Oi. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, 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 oi. No, I'm kidding. What is this, Joel? No. 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 Sorry. What I had to do was, because my headset, what it does now, in the past, what it used to do is, well, the mic didn't work, right? Now I actually have a proper mic, but now the headset will crackle. So I've kind of figured out a ragtag way to, like, stop it from crackling. And so I was like, fuck, okay. And what it requires me to do is cancel out a few things and then reopen some things. And I'm just like, oh, stop. But anyway, right now I'm drinking a Monster with a little bit of squirt, which is a grapefruit soda, which I'm a big fan of. I am actually a big fan of grapefruit soda. And the only reason I'm drinking this right now is energy and blood sugar. Because, well, I've been putting so many, like, applications in lately. I just got off the phone with my mom before I started streaming, and I was like, dude, I'm so fucking burnt the fuck out over this application shit. I just want a job, or I want something out of state. And really, that's kind of my energy. That's really what my energy is geared towards right now, is something out of state. You know, it's no big secret. I want to leave New Mexico desperately. So I've been really putting a lot of my energy out into other states. And, you know, ultimately, I kind of told my mom, if nothing comes of it, then I'm just going to leave anyway. You know, it's going to be at the cost of a few other things. But, I mean, hey, it's what it is. I'd rather leave New Mexico, start from scratch in a better light and better opportunities and better growth than stay in New Mexico and continue to be upset, grumpy, and hate my life and hate everything around me. So, yeah. Anyway, so tonight we're gonna do some more Pokemon Violet. Last time I think we did the Bug Gym Leader, and well, we did say, well, let me rephrase that. We did beat the Bug Gym Leader, and I did say I was gonna do the Titans and stuff, and then didn't do it because I got sidetracked. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump into it. We're gonna just do a few things, and well, we'll go from there. So, anyway, without further ado, let me jump into it. By the way, chat, I did get the love balls. I did get the love balls. You know what I didn't do? I know that there's that champion thing for that Garganackle. I actually did that off stream. I have real no intent of doing it on stream. But I did do it off. I did do the love balls off stream on this profile, so that's always a plus. Very generous of Nintendo, or Game Freak, by the way. Again, I still feel like you should just, like, make them into, like, you know, balls that we could just buy, kind of like how you did with the Beast Ball. But, well, I don't know. Beggars can't be choosers. Anyway, where? Okay. What was I doing plan-wise? I don't remember. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I should go over here. Well, you know what, actually? Yeah. I should go over there, huh? Oh. Here, you know what? Let me do the Poke Portal stuff real quick. Get that out of the way. I did get the love balls though. But right now there's been a lot of leaks and stuff, and we were talking about one of them earlier. And it looks so real to it looks too real to be it looks so real to me, and I'm like, dude, if this is real, I'm gonna be so upset and so happy at the same time. For context, Masters Collection, and there was like a cover for it and everything, and I'm like, oh, this looks too real. I'm like, this looks too real, and if it is real, holy fuck. But Game Freak did announce that they're gonna have a new update that prevents, you know, stuff like this. Miraidon, you okay? Miraidon, you alright, bud? He had a moment. Yep, see, I got the love balls. I got all the love balls. He had a moment. Poor Miraidon. Ah, Azurill, no! I don't even know what my team is, I forget. What is my team? Oh. Oh, it's you guys. Okay. And you know what? I think so far, my biggest issue, or rather my biggest gripe about this game, it's not the glitches anymore. My biggest gripe about this game is, and I think that's the point, by the way, is it's because it's an open world game, but hear me out. I like having a sense of direction. So, when I don't have that, can you imagine what happens? Well, then you get me kind of just wandering around, not really doing anything, right? So I'm like, oh, please. That's why part of me is kind of hoping that at least with, even though it's going to be open world, more than likely, excuse me, by the way, I had just eaten dinner before I streamed too. Oh. Oh, it's another one of you. Okay. Even though I already know it's more than likely going to be an open world disaster, part of me is hoping that there's a little sense of direction instead of, well, we're gonna let the player do whatever the fuck they want, which I know what I said. Listen, I know what I said, okay? I know what I said a while ago about how, well, the point of the game is it's open world and there is not supposed to be a sense of scaling or direction. And then here I am being like, oh, what scale? It sets a direction. I mean, I think you're just ready to move on from Scarlet and Violet at this point. I'm just ready to move on from, like, Gen 9. Gen 9 is not having a great start. And I'm just ready to, like, move away and just be like, I'm done. Alright. Where is this dumb, stinky, smelly fuck of a crab at? That's not it, Luigi. That's not it. Ay. Nope. I will say though, if the Masters Collection thing is real. Again, if you've been missing a few of the streams, I've been talking about this for like almost since the inception of the Game Boy Advance thing, and a lot of people have been too, because the eShop is closing down and Bank has its weird complications, and it's like effectively what has happened is Nintendo opened a Pandora's box, and so has Game Freak, right? In a way. So it is kind of a weird fucking situation. And part of me is like, I don't think they're gonna do anything with this, but the other part of me is like, they actually might do something with this. So it's hard to really pinpoint what it is they're going to do. I mean, they could do something stupid like, they could do the Masters Collection, announce the DLC, and then like do something stupid like, let's do another Let's Go or another Legends. Because listen, don't knock them. They've done crazier shit. Legends is a great example of them doing crazy shit. Let's Go too, but in the different spectrum of crazy, right? So for me, it's like, I don't know. You don't have anything I could use, do you? You know, I'm gonna go Goombi. Yeah, like, the thing is if they do a Master Collection and they do it the way we expect, Gen 1 through 3, then that adds a whole plethora of what the fuck to the table. There's just a lot on the table at hand right now. And the thing is we really don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. We know that they're finishing an update to Scarlet and Violet, which is good. But my thing is we have literally 10 days. Oh my fucking god, stop. Die already, holy shit. That's not what I meant by dying. Goombi, you fool. You fool. There we go. Finally. Thank you, Riolu, for actually doing Goombi's job. An office worker. God damn it, that's not the one I wanted to do. Ah! I'm not even touching Gimmighoul. I don't know why I caught Gimmighoul to begin with. I'm not even wanting to touch it. As a Pokemon, its evolution is absurd. Its evolution is just fucking insane. That is a whole, like, stream and a half in of itself. Wait, isn't he, like, right over here? Fuck. Wait, isn't he like right over here? The fucking Titan? You know, I probably should use the funny map to kind of gauge where it is I'm supposed to go. I'm like way the fuck far off. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. But yeah, no, I am looking forward to see what they do with this. This is probably the first time in a minute since I've actually had like really any excitement towards presents. Because the last one I had any real excitement with was when they introduced Legends. Well, not really. I was more confused with that one. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting, if I remember. Poker Money Purple. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, Snakey, yes. Hi, Snake. So, are you ready for the presents? Why is there just a bunch of, like, skittle around that Makawita? It's like he's the shepherd, and that is his flock. Snakey, what are your predictions? What are your funny predictions? Ah, there he is. You motherfucker. All right, Sriracha. Time to do this. Did they announce when it is? It's usually on the day of Pokemon Day, which is I think the 27th. But this was brought up to people's attention. This was brought up to people's attention as well. And this looks way too real to not be a thing, especially with the circumstances and everything. Granted, it's from 4chan, take it with a grain of salt. I always do. I would be happy if they did this, but I'd also be very upset. Just because, one, I'm gonna have to drink hot sauce if they do this. And then two, you really want to be technical? That's 12 fucking games that I'd have to add to Season 9. So, I mean, I'm kind of wondering, because they could really pull anything up their ass at this point. Another Legends, another Let's Go, please no, please no. That collection, or, you know, really anything, a remake, a demake, your mother. My guess is Callis to see DLC, Pokemon on Switch Online, GBD, and maybe new Legends. Watch them just do everything, just to kind of cover everyone's asses. We're doing everything. A new Let's Go, a Legends, a remake, a demake, a fucking new Legends, a collection. Here's the DLC, and we're doing your mom. Also Unite and Go. Yeah, and then Cafe Mix, and then obviously Unite and Go. Yeah, they can't shut the fuck up about Unite and Go because that's the China audience. You gotta love the China audience. Gotta love the China audience. It's just good. Yes. So I'm actually, like I said earlier, I'm pretty excited to see what they do. Very excited to see what they're gonna do. I haven't been this excited since the announcement of Legends. So, oh boy, let's hope something good happens. Not just that, it's live service, so there's always something to announce. I'm just gonna bank it on China money, and you know, you always gotta pander to China. But yes, live service as well, but more so China. If you can't tell, I'm not a big fan of you know, Unite specifically for that. Cause like nobody really gives a fuck about Unite. Nobody, not a damn single soul. But they would instead spend like 3/4 of the fucking direct screaming about how it's such a good thing and people should play it. No one's gonna play it. Also, Scarlet Violet home support? I doubt it. I doubt it. Just because they're now just patching out a lot of the dumb shit, I doubt it. I kind of have to believe that this development for this update that's gonna be rolling out here in the next week or so has hindered any home compatibility for a while. But again, it's why I'm always a big advocate of them just stop fucking gatekeeping the mons for home support. Just let it happen like you did in, you know, Gen 7. Fuckers. Oh my god, this anger shell needs to stop. But that's kind of my logic with it is I doubt they'll do anything with home support for a while just because of the update and how long it took. Like chat, it took them 3 months to fucking work on all this shit to fix for this game. Like, if it took them 3 months to work on this fucking update, when it should have given them 3 more extra months to work on this game. By this point, we would already had home support. But I don't know. We'll see. Like he says, I think home support is coming soon. I don't believe so, but we'll see. Again, it took them 3 months to make a fucking update that should have been already added into the game. Or that would have been 3 months that they should have added to the game's development. Especially since home support has nothing to do with the game. Actually, it technically does because of integration purposes inside the game. So, there's that. So, there's things that have to be done on Ilka's side, and then there's things that have to be done on Game Freak's side. It's kind of like what happened with Legends and BDSP and fucking and Home, because because there had to be integration on Legends side, which was pretty much all said and done, but then Game Freak had to help Ilka find a way to convert code for Unity to work within Ilka's own software for Home. If that had to happen, imagine what kind of fucking train wreck has to happen for this game, because it's a completely different engine compared to the last gens. So I fucking am more inclined to believe that there really has to be some like fucking weird tweaking that they have to do on Ilka's end with home, and then a lot of tweaking to deal with this game just for it to even fucking breathe air into home on Game Freak's end. And that's not talking about how this game is like fucking literally glue and band-aids. That's just, in a nutshell, understanding how networking and like coding and shit works. This shit probably is gonna have to be a minute, because they're too fucking busy fixing the game instead of giving them the development time. Now they have to focus on the development time for the DLC and this. Specifically compatibility with home. So I really truly feel like that this is home compatibility, where it might be an update. I don't think it's gonna be like a date. I could be wrong though. Let me put it that way. I could be absolutely wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm a happy guy. But as far as I see, this generation, I am already telling you right now, is going to be a shitstorm. It's not going to be like Gen 8 where the shitstorm was Natnex. This is a different shitstorm. Thank God Legends saved that generation. I'm hoping something saves this generation. Scarlet Violet is an engine they already know, though. It probably has to do a lot of similarities with PLA engines, so they might be able to reuse the combat code from PLA. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That could actually help them, because it is like Scarlet Violet's engine is a hybrid, actually, if I remember correctly. It's a hybrid engine between Sword and Shields and fucking PLAs, if I remember correctly. So you might be right. Okay. All right. That actually might actually help hinder it, or like shorten the time. Fair point. All right, I'll give you that. Gen 8 started strong. Not really, no. Sales-wise, yes. Not really. You will stand by Sword and Shield fervently? Well, I know you will. I'm telling you right now, it didn't start off strong. Starting off strong generation would mean that there was no fucking controversies or no Scarlet and Violet, catastrophes that happened. Or in Let's Go's case, it just didn't exist. Gen 8 started strong, dipped hard, rose back. Again, I'm fervently on the belief that Legends saved that generation from obscurity. Like Gen 7, which soared for a while, then crashed and burned at the finish. Gen 7 really did crash and burn pretty hard. And I'm not just saying that because of Let's Go. I mean, I kind of am saying it because of Let's Go, because, it's more so a fact of life with me now than it is a meme. I fucking hate Let's Go. I fucking hate Let's Go. What a garbage fucking piece of shit game. And fuck anyone who enjoys that game. Anyone who defends that piece of shit hot garbage deserves to be in the garbage with it. I'm just telling you right now. Fuck you. You're the reason why quality is dipped, you fucking pieces of trash. But, no, you were absolutely correct. Yeah, Gen 7 did do really well with Sun and Moon. And then it kind of plateaued at Yusum. And then they released Johto games. And then it kind of went down a little bit. And then Let's Go happened. And it's just like, woof! And, and then by the time they announced Gen 8, it was like, great! We get something new. Oh no! 400 Pokemon only? Well, pitchforks. Sinky says she's been kind of enjoying it. It's definitely a rough game, not a very good game. I just have it. Yeah, you really do have low standards. Listen, I'm gonna be completely truthful and say that that game is a hot fucking piling steam of garbage. And I feel bad for anyone whose first Pokemon game was that. Because then, of course, you would have really, really fun. You would think that that's your, like, bread and butter. Johto Re-Release doesn't fucking count. Those weren't new games. They do count. They do count. And I'll tell you why they count. Because at the end of the day, it's cornered in that generation, right? That's like saying a remake wouldn't count then either. That means BDSP doesn't count. That means Heart Gold and Soul Silver doesn't count. That means Fire Red and Leaf Green don't count. That means Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire don't count. Remakes are in of themselves just re-releases. So whether or not it's a virtual console, it's a collection, or if it is a remake, it still counts. It is collectively in that generation. I don't make the rules. That's just how it be. And you know what? Even Let's Go, as fucking garbage as those games are, they count as well. So if you're gonna say and sit there and say, no, they don't matter, they do. A remake is a new game with a new dev cycle entirely. It's still a repurposed version of a previous game that it was based off of. It counts. Much like how Virtual Console release is still, it counts. Because otherwise, if they didn't count in those generations, Snakey, I'll tell you right now, those fucking generations of Pokemon would be really fucking bleak. Okay? A re-release is just re-releasing a ROM. What the fuck do you think a remake is? It's just re-releasing a game with updated graphics and, more importantly, updated features to hit current gen. Why do you think Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire has updated graphics and a new feature, Mega Evolution? I love arguing with chat about Pokemon, man, because it's fun. A lot of streamers don't enjoy arguing with chat about it. I fucking love it. I used to fucking hate it, but now I just fucking love it. A new dev cycle entirely on its own. No, not quite. Because you can still have similar developers from devs from older times to be from those games to be repurposed in, which is exactly what fucking happened with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and oh, by the way, even though he wasn't inherently involved in its development, he was overseeing it, BDSP. So I don't want to hear it. I win this argument. Hand me that W. I'm your king. Give it to me. It's mine. I win. If that was the case, they would just make a brand new fucking game, completely unrelated to the fucking topic. I win. Argument defeated. I fucking win. It is my W. So, in that regard, yes, VC is in that generation. Go fuck yourself. I win. W. Common Staff doesn't make a re-release. Again, they were involved in the development, and by your logic, a new dev cycle entirely with own engine and a new engine. In other words, you're saying that there's no older staff. Snakey, I win. Just give me the W. I win. I win. I fucking win. It's mine. It's my W. So yes, I'm going to sit here and say this because it's the same fucking logic with Let's Go, okay? And BDSP. Games that are the exact fucking same with slight up-to-date features and up-to-date graphics and an up-to-date engine. Well, debatably up-to-date engine. Snakey. 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 The point is I win. I take the W. It's mine. Look, the reality is they count, okay? Because if they didn't count, they wouldn't have been released. What we're basically implying here, because if that's the case, when it's like the hey, Let's Go isn't a mainline game argument. Guys, if Let's Go wasn't a mainline game, the developers wouldn't say it. Also, it would have never existed. And then on top of that, as the second party or third party dev outside of Game Freak would have developed it. Now, of course, these arguments tend to change because of Ilka's involvement with BDSP, but it's like that. It's like that, okay? So that's why I sit here and say, yes, in that generation, the VC stuff, as well as Legends and like Let's Go and all that shit, it is a generation in and of its own. Re-release or not, remake or not, or whatever, it's in that generation collective. Also, the release dates have been updated as well. So, I mean, you can't really argue at that point. Does that mean every time Super Mario Bros. 1 is re-released, it's a new game? Yes. Yes, because it's still added as a statistical entry market-wise. It is still added as a statistical entry as a new release. Don't believe me, look at Super Mario Advance 4. So monetarily wise and statistic wise, yes. Is it counted as a separate entity as far as sales? Yes. Because you don't add the fucking sales of a future re-release on top of what's already pre-existing. That's fucking stupid. Because the timeline doesn't correlate. I'm not going to give the sales to Gold Virtual Console to the sales of what was made from Gold in the fucking 90s. It's its own separate entity. So yes, it is separate. Is it the same fucking game? Yes. Am I saying it's a fucked up way of forcing people to buy the same game? Yes. Is it anti-consumer to all fucking hell? Yes. It's still part of the generation. So it's still part of that current generation, whether you like it or not. The reality doesn't change. Mario 4 Advance 4. We're not talking about the engine, Snakey. We're not talking about the engine. We're talking about, is it its own separate thing? Sales-wise, yes. Chat, I'm gonna stop this argument with this this note, because I love arguing with you guys. I do. But I've already defeated you several times already with this argument, right? If it didn't count, it would have not existed. They would have kept it in the dark. It's that simple. So yeah, it's just that simple. If it didn't count sales-wise, it wouldn't be its own separate thing. If it didn't count oh wait, there's a Squawkabilly? Those are Squawkabilly, but they're not shiny. No. I wanted the big boy. Hold on. Oh no, 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 no. I want the big boy. I want the big boy. Oh, I want him. But yeah, so like I said, it wouldn't exist. Okay, I'm sorry. I hate the bust the Buble. But it is in that generation, and much like how in Gen 6 when Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow were released, it is confined in that generation. I hate to be that fucking guy, but it is. It's the same fucking argument with Let's Go. The entire correct to my argument is engine. Yeah, it's because it's own separate sale figure. So again, from 2000 out of Gen 7 game. Snakey, nobody gives a flying fuck about the semantics of the engine. Okay, if that's the case, Bayonetta would never have been ported. I'm just gonna throw a completely different fucking game at you. Bayonetta would never have been fucking ported. if you want to use this argument, ports, for example, they use older engines, right? Well, then, by your logic, they shouldn't exist. Period. Because, well, they're not in the current modern era of a generation of a console. Not every fucking thing has to run on the same engine or whatnot. That's ludicrous, first off. Because if that's the case, engine-wise, BDSP shouldn't exist. Because it runs on Unity, an old engine. And by that crux, BDSP isn't a Gen 8 game. Look, at the end of the day, the semantics of engine is irrelevant when it comes to that type of stuff. Alright, it is bottled up into that category. So, Red and Blue, Green and Yellow are Gen 1 games. They have been re-released in Gen 6. They have been remade in Gen 3. They have been remade in Gen 7. Okay, Gen 2 games were released in 2000 and early 90s. They have been remade in Gen 4, and they have been re-released in Gen 7, right? Gen 3, released around when I first started Pokemon, 2002, 2003, 2004, and from that point, they have been remade in Gen 6, and potentially they could be re-released in Gen 9. Like... I'm saying Pokemon Crystal, which is released 20 years ago, isn't a Gen 7 game. It is a Gen 7... It's a technicality. It's a Gen 2 game that's been re-released in Gen 7. Therefore, it is classified under both Gen 2 and Gen 7. Again, you didn't hear me say Pokemon Crystal is a new game, Sneaky. I think you're just trying to find a way to weasel yourself into a W. When literally the argument has been, it's just been re-released to pad out a generation. Therefore, it is under that generation. Nobody said anything about it being a new game. Okay, look, I've made my case. I think, like I said, the semantic Pokemon. Look, Pokemon fans, myself, Snaky, a bunch of other, we get heated. Okay, and I don't mind a good argument when it comes to Pokemon. I love a good Pokemon argument. Just don't argue with someone who does the research. Fuck. Hey, Game Freak, hire me. I will be your best marketing representative ever. For you to call it a Gen 7 game, it has to be mechanically and code-wise a new game. No, the fuck it doesn't. For you, maybe, but for the rest of the world, no. It's called padding. Look up the term padding. And I'm not talking about diapers. I'm talking actually about game development term for padding. Game development term or game marketing for padding, right? A padding game is basically when the devs, when they're focusing on their main piece and they need more fucking time, but corporate doesn't want them to have that time, but doesn't have much of an option, well, tells them, well, come up with something quick and easy just to hold off the consumer. That way we make our money and you get your time. And that's what we end up with, all this emulator re-release ROM shit that you want to call ROM shit. It's called padding. Chat, listen, nostalgia is a marketing term, but padding is the actual real fucking thing. It's to buy everybody time and give corporate their money. Again, if that's the case, And if we lived in a perfect world where corporate gave them their time, we wouldn't have to deal with these re-releases. But it's a padding game. It's a padding game and inside a generation. It's okay. Ports aren't robbing except maybe Gen 1 ports. No, you want to know it's a real robbery? Let's go Pikachu and Eevee. And at that point, I say, you're insane. I'm gonna sit here and say I'm done with this I'm done with this conversation. Look, at the end of the day, I agree to disagree with you, Snakey. I love you, dude. I do. You're fun to talk with. Much like everyone else in chat. Oh boy, is everybody ready for chunky frame rate issues 101 with Sunflora? So chat, I'm starting to really inclined to believe that Sriracha here should really just be natively Paldean. Do you think Sriracha would do the fucking do you think he would like natively do like the salsa? Like do you think Sriracha would do the salsa pretty well? Where the fuck am I going? Oh, okay, yeah, I gotta go up to the ranch thing. To the ranch! Where the fuck is Swamp? He's... I think he's like dealing with some stuff right now. I know he was talking about he had to deal with some stuff earlier. I don't remember what though. Guys, I didn't murder Swampert, I promise. I didn't hide him in the Pine Barrens. His body isn't located in the center lake. Definitely didn't do that. Nope. Nope, that's fake news. I hope he's alright. Oh, he's fine. He's just, you know, 8 feet underwater with concrete tied under him. He's fine. Don't worry, he's comfortable. Especially after we murdered him after affirming number 1 as a number 1 Bulbasaur Master Race. No, what you did there was you just made him look dumb. Nah, he was goofing around. He was doing a little trolling. He knows that Victini is number 494. Miraidon, it's not that hard. Miraidon, please. He knows it's 494. You know, while we were having that conversation, I was like confused. I'm like, why is Arceus 493 though? What a weird fucking number. Fun fact, Bulbasaur subreddit, Master Race is a real subreddit. You know, I believe it just because Dragon's fucking Cars is a real one, so... But, just cause I want to see. Yep, it is. It is in fact a real. It's actually a really wholesome Bulbasaur community. Yeah, it's a really wholesome Bulbasaur community. I love it. I'm gonna follow it now, because you know, I don't use Reddit ever, but when I do, it's usually for dumb shit like this, or porn. Porn 2. Cars Fucking Dragons is a real subreddit. I know, you guys told me about that, remember? Remember when you fucking told me about Cars Fucking Dragons and I didn't need to see that? Thanks, guys. Now, if you want to have an argument about Cars and Dragons not being compatible whatsoever, we can have a real fucking argument about that one. And how much of a headache that is. I use Reddit almost exclusively for porn. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I only used when Tumblr still allowed porn. That was the only reason I ever went on Tumblr. Just for porn. Because there's nothing else on Twitter worth really giving a fuck about. This is Cars Fucking Dragons. I see what you did there. Fucking Mariadon. Yeah, Mariadon is the end result of Dragons Fucking Cars, or rather, Dragons Fucking Tron motorcycles. Yeah, you know what? Actually, so when is the Cars and Dragons movie gonna happen from Disney? I can't wait to see them Pixar do dragons and cars fucking each other. Hey, Skunglumadorf. Do you wanna put your hook on my balls? Come on, Skunglumadorf. Put your tail, wrap it around my exhaust pipe, and give it a good old tug. You don't want to see me hurt people, Skunglumadorf, do you? There you go. See, now I just have this vivid image of a tow truck just fucking wrapping its hook around some dragon's nutsack and just giving it a good old yank. Yep, this is why we can't have nice things. I ruin it. Sorry to those who were eating dinner, by the way, but I gave you the image of just a tow truck wrapping its hook around a dragon's nutsack and just yank all the way. Also, I'm gonna make it a mandatory rule now, Snakey. Anyone who says Gudra is bad is an immediate ban. I have been fucking heated because YouTube keeps sending me the same fucking stupid ass snow gun short about how Gudra is bad, and I want that person personally to be fucking smushed by 1,000 Gudras. Fuck that person. Gudra is superior dragon. Is peak dragon. It is the best dragon. It is the best dragon. It's the only dragon that should matter. Anyone who opposes that shall be shot on sight. By order of the law. Gudra is perfect. Gudra is very good. It is a good dragon. It's funny too because before Gudra, Flygon was my favorite. And chat, that should say something because Flygon's very pear-shaped as well. So you could argue the fact that maybe my fat fetish shit didn't start when I was a pixel artist, but rather it's just been part of me. My favorite before and after Gudra is and still is Garchomp. You know, I used to like Garchomp before Mega Garchomp. That's the only Mega I can't stand. I fucking hate Mega Garchomp. Mega Garchomp is like a cardinal sin just waiting to fucking happen. That's why if they do bring back Megas in the DLC, I'm going to be terrified. I'm going to intention. I don't even do online battles anymore. I haven't done them since the end of Gen 6. But God, it's been that long. Yeah, it has. Holy shit. But yeah, I stopped doing competitive or online and competitive right when shit got like really bad with the cheating and shit. Like, and I'm not talking about, well, okay, like, let me put it this way. People will argue and say Gen 4 and Gen 5's cheating was abysmally atrocious. Listen, the cheating in Gen 4 was just because there was no oversight in fucking Gen 4. It was introduced, there was no oversight. And Gen 5, y'all fuckers just blame that on the Weather Wars. Go fuck yourself. Stop crying, it's the fucking Weather Wars. You didn't survive that shit. You have no fucking hearsay. Anyway. But Gen 6 really is when the whole, yeah, let's just start hacking and cheating fucking Megas to evolve, to already be Mega'd by the time, you know, before the battle even begins. And let them hold items. That's demonic. That takes a spiritual level of demonic energy that even Cynthia couldn't handle. You guys are some fucking heathens if you did that shit. Oh, there he is. You know, Cynthia and her team of perfect Ivy, strong Pokemon. Yeah. A friend of mine was thinking about doing a Platinum Nuzlocke, so I don't worry about Cynthia. I never played Gen 6. Oh, you sweet summer child. You have no idea what you were missing. Listen, as much as I give Gen 6 slack for being an incomplete fucking mess, it did so much right as well. It did. It was an incomplete mess, but it did so much right. Gen 6 is probably my favorite generation only because it did confirm what I was initially thinking as a kid, that there's different timelines in Pokemon. And then right out of the fucking blue with the Delta episode in Oraz, it was like, hey fucker, yeah, guess what? There is actually 2 different timelines. And it's kind of what led to my train wreck thought of Oraz really isn't a remake so much as it is its own game. Because of the alterations. I played a little bit of Y and it's not really my vibe before what came before and after. Play Oraz and then you'll change your mind. I felt the same way about X and Y at first, but then when you play Oraz and then you go back to X and Y, at least story-wise, things make a little bit more sense. Also, X and Y is just an incomplete fucking mess. So it's already handicapped. Oraz is not handicapped. Oraz technically should be Oraz is what X and Y should have been, technically, if I'm going to be completely honest. Because those games do such a fucking good job at just implementing the Megas, but not only that, they also do a really good job at implementing the idea of, well, if we take this meteor that really fucked with everything in Hoenn, and we just, poof, made it gone, well then we could potentially put the world of Hoenn, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, that doesn't have Megas, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, at risk. And it's like, holy fuck, So you mean like that? Like it's really good. I highly recommend anyone play ORAS. Again, if you are going to play Gen 6 and you want to play all of Gen 6, including the virtual console, please play ORAS first. Then go back to X and Y. And then do the virtual console if you want to. But do ORAS first. You will thank me later, because those games do a fucking fantastic job at least explaining why Megas, the concept of it, the alternate worlds, why it all kind of exists, versus where X and Y kind of just points at the direction of, well, the Megas happened because of the 3,000-year war. Okay, then go into Gen 7, specifically go into Usum first, then go into Sun and Moon. The reason why I say this is kind of confirms the belief of there being other worlds, and then on top of that, it kind of adds the idea of, well, now Usum and Sun and Moon, even though they're two different worlds in themselves, they are part of the Mega timeline. Let's Go also kind of enforces the idea of it being an alternate timeline, with them introducing the Megas. And as much as I actually watched a video of a guy who made a video about this, and it's interesting. Galar and Paldea, maybe, okay, maybe. But Galar is also part of the Mega timeline. And the reason why, and Alola as well. And the reason why Galar is part of it is because the Darkest Day happened around the same time the fucking war happened. 3,000 years ago, give or take. The idea is that Eternatus, Necrozma, and I believe the third legendary Paldea are all connected. And there's a lot of evidence to support it. So, I kind of like when people do kind of investigate the tie-ins of everything, because it kind of does confirm the belief of, guys, we never left the Mega timeline because, well, let's put it this way. How many phenomena do you need in different worlds? It makes no sense. We're still in the Mega timeline. It doesn't just have to have Megas in the region. It's just different phenomena that have happened because of these two specific events that kind of broke the fucking timeline. Anyway, I'm done being a crack pipe about fucking about Pokemon. I'm sorry. I might have just completely derailed the point of the conversation, which was go play ORAS. Go fucking stop watching the stream. Go play ORAS. Play fucking Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. You will not regret it. You'll understand why I'm such a fucking crack pipe for this alternate world shit in this game, in these games. I like seriously, Gen 6 is really what set me down this fucking rabbit hole to begin with, just because of ORAS. So yeah, I'm a crack pipe when it comes to the lore. Always have been, but now even more so because of, you know, all the weird intertwining shit. Anyway, I like how Mega is up there in terms of bug types simply because Tinted Lens is such a great ability. Also, I wish they would give some of the Mega exclusive abilities to some normal Pokemon like Aerilate. They could have gave Roaring Moon Aerilate. Why didn't he give Roaring Moon Aerilate? Again, there's a theory. Fuck! I said I was done being a crack pipe for Pokemon. Can I just get an emote of like Gudra smoking a crack pipe? Please, thank you. There is a theory that the time machine isn't a time machine. And it's actually a dream machine in this game. And the idea is Heath went to fucking Kalos or Hoenn and witnessed a Mega Salamence. And he basically had this image in his mind when the third legendary came to see him. And when the dream machine happened, it was already in the book. So when Turo or Sada, I think Sada, right? Sada saw it. It came out, the Roaring Moon came out the way it is. Which kind of is interesting just because the idea of dream Pokemon is just, well, they're fake Mon. So I really am hoping that if it isn't a time machine, it is a dream machine, because that makes me smile, because it makes me think, well, Game Freak, what did you say about fake Pokemon like 10 years ago? And now you're making fake Pokemon. Give us Aerial Elite, Game Freak. The people demand Aerial Elite. Chat, you're never going to get a you're never going to get a fucking Roaring Moon with Aerial Elite unless you hack it in. I don't even think Aerial Elite is in this game, is it? Is it or no? I really okay. So chat, I'm serious though. I need a Goodra with a crack pipe or an emo. I know Roaring Moon will get Aerialite, but you want it so bad, then you hack it in. just put it in. It's easy. But give us something with Aerialite. Don't leave it locked to Mega Salamence and Mega Pinsir. Isn't there another Pokemon with Parental Bond? I thought there was another Pokemon that has Parental Bond. Hold on. You know what? I need to see all the Mega Evolution abilities. All right, let me look here. Let's see here. Now, I know Snaky's saying exclusive Mega Evolution abilities, not like things like Thick Fat, which I know is on other Pokemon like Hariyama, and Tough Claws, which I know is on other Pokemon. Drought, I know is on other Pokemon. Mega Launcher. Chat, let's be real here. There's only one Pokemon that this would actually work with, and it is Mega Blastoise. Adaptability, that's on other Pokemon. No Guard is also a different Pokemon. Trace is on different Pokemon. Shell Armor is on other Pokemon. I think it's on fucking Crustle in its evolution. Why not? Parental Bond, I want to say, is on other Pokemon. Aerially, again, yes, I feel like there needs to be something with it. But I do feel like if they are bringing back Megas, then there's no point. Mold Breaker, Tough Claw, Steadfast, Insomnia, these are all there. Mold Breaker, Sand Force. I don't think Sand Force specifically is on any other Pokemon. I don't think so. Technician, Skill Link, Solar Power. Solar Power, I don't think is on anyone else. I could be wrong though. Sandstream, I know that exists. Lightning Rod exists. Speed Boost. Speed Boost, I think, existed before Mega Blaziken. However, Speed Boost is such a fucking broken ability to begin with. I never want to see this thing ever again. Yeah, it did exist. Yanmega. There are plenty of Pokemon with Sand Force. I've never seen it. That's why I don't remember it. Sand Force isn't even a rare ability, much like a unique one. I've never seen anyone use it. Pixelate, I've seen. Swift Sim, I've seen. Magic Bounce, I've seen. Huge Power, seen. Filter, I've not seen this before. I didn't even know. I thought Mega Aggron didn't have Filter. I thought it had something else. Pure Power, I've seen. Intimidate, we all know Intimidate. Still the most broken one of the most fucking broken abilities. Strong Jaw, I think I've seen before. Sheer Force, yes. Pixelate, Prankster. Everyone knows Prankster. Fuck Prankster. Magic Bounce, Refrigerate, I've seen. Aerialate, okay. Tough Claws, Levitate, Delta Stream. Nobody's ever getting Delta Stream. Ever. I don't fucking care. Scrappy is a really good ability for Mega Lopunny. You know what, chat? I really feel like Intimidate should have belonged on Mega Garchomp. Adaptability, I feel like no guard should have been on Mega Lucario, honestly. Snow Warning, no. Inner Force or Inner Focus, Healer was a really good ability for Audino. And then Magic Bounce. This is probably the only Mega Evolution nobody's ever really going to like remember existing outside of like that one moment. Charizard has Solar Power as its hidden ability. Yeah, that's right, because of the Virtual Console that has compatibility to Bank and Home. From Gen 6, no less. Because all of those Pokemon got their hidden abilities when they got transferred over to current gen. Anyway. You know, sometimes I feel like I am intentionally an asshole. just rub in salt, why don't you? Okay, we get it. Rub it in. Rub it in. Oh, let me squeeze a little lime in there too. I will say this, chat. If Megas do come back in this gen, not only does it confirm the belief that we are in fact in the Mega timeline, but if they are, they need to add new ones. Again, we need new Megas. I want to see Mega fucking like, I don't know. Fuck. What's Pokemon that have been released recently that need a Mega that I haven't seen them recently, like after the Mega phenomena? Honestly, Hatterene probably needs a Mega. Actually, Charizard and Hillbilly and Jet 5 Hillbilly were introduced. Chat, that's not the fucking point. The point was I was just rubbing salt in the wound, and I was pointing out that all the Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon from the VC games, when they were transferred over, got their hidden abilities. It had nothing to do with the fucking argument. I was just being an asshole. I was being a fucking cock. Shorty, no! I was just being a fucking cock. It had nothing to do with the previous argument. Make sure your salt is actually salt when you rub it in. Snaky, I will make sure that it's mercury when I rub it into your fucking wounds later. Chat, you know what? I kind of want to see a mercury-based slime girl. You know how like we had a bean slime girl? I want a mercury-based one. Am I really struggling this hard with this gym? This gym is not even that hard. "16 different Pokemon have Sand Force as their ability. It's just most of them I've had as a hidden ability." That's why I haven't really seen it. Got it. Okay. That makes sense. Oh my god. Am I really struggling this hard right now? Who has Quick Attack? Well, wouldn't it be funny if I had Mareep just like... The only non-hidden ability Pokemon that have it are two Megas, Drillbur's Line, and a certain Genie that's destroyed the meta. Oh, he who should not be named. Got it. I know who you're talking about. Any of that Game Freak still refuses to, like, nerf? Fucking... You got your ass handed to you by a fucking sheep! Yeah, he who should not be named, and, he's also orange. He's very orange. They have not nerfed Landorus at all, have they? They just simply refuse to fuck with that boy. The average Smogon player, when they see a Landorus. The average fucking Smogon player, when they see a Speed Boost Mega Blaziken on the field. God, Brassius really does remind me of me a little bit with the like the baggy eyes and like the artistry. But also Diglett's line, both variants, no nose pass, Shellos line, Hippopotamus line, and Ragnola's line all have it. Got it. Okay, I mean that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so what about Filter then, Snakey, since you're looking this stuff up? Filter's an ability I haven't seen before. I didn't even know Filter existed on Mega Aggron, because I've never really used Mega Aggron. I need to fix that. The problem is most Pokemon with Sandforce have a better ability than Sandforce. You know, it's funny. The one Pokemon that needs Sandforce that doesn't have it is Sandygast. Or at least doesn't need it, but it would make the most fucking sense. It is Sandygast. Sandville, or your streamer, sorry. Listen, I will say this. Okay. Sturdy is only really good just because a lot of people like to aim for that one-hit KO. And it pisses everybody off. It pisses me off so much. I was like, I just want to knock you out. And I was like, haha, no, bitch, you don't get that. It's a Sturdy. That's why for like almost 20 plus years now, I go on the logic, if it's a rock type, 90% of the time it has Sturdy. Filter is also on Mr. Mime's line. Well, I mean, I don't use Mr. Mime, period, so... Why would I have a European guy on my fucking team? I'm an American, damn it. What a fucking missed up. What would, okay, chat. We've seen British Mr. Mime. What the fuck would an American Mr. Mime look like? What would an American Mr. Mime look like? Please enlighten me on that one. American Mr. Mime would look like Snorlax. God gave us the best thing in the fucking world, the obesity epidemic. God bless America. No, you know what, chat? No, American Mr. Mime. American Mr. Mime would literally just be like your average trailer park living redneck with the fucking with the Walmart shirt that isn't gamer related. Okay, that it cannot be gamer related, chat. Receding hairline, and he's holding a Budweiser. No, you know what? You know what would really date it? American Mr. Mime would have like the T-shirt that says "Vote for Pedro." You know that one shirt that's in every fucking Walmart that like only parts of my generation know, or like parts of the millennial or most of the millennials know. Reveroom also has filter as an HE. Again, I don't use Reveroom. I wouldn't know. Honestly, it's an amazing ability for Reveroom since it can't have Levitate. That is kind of weird, isn't it? Why didn't they give Reveroom Levitate? Are they just trying to like get rid of Levitate altogether? That's kind of my thought process, is they're just trying to get rid of Levitate altogether at this point. Because Ghastly's line had it as well. And then it got nerfed in Gen 7 for some fucking reason. I think I know why. Mega Gengar didn't have it, and so it was beneficial to not have a Mega Gengar in Gen 7 because it had Curse Body. And it didn't have Levitate. So they got rid of Levitate on Gengar to make it so that way Mega Gengar could still be usable. Even though I still prefer Mega Gengar over fucking actual Gengar just because stats. Honestly, Reveroom is only good with its inability. Yeah. Chat, I just like to think that like a burst of radiation just comes out of like Miraidon's thrust busters. Yes, I just fused the word thruster and butt together. Get over it. And like it completely radiates around its behind. Oh? No, that's not a shiny. I was about to say, is that a shiny? No, that's not a shiny. That's just normal. That's just normal Squawkabilly. God, that would have been great if it was a shiny though. Powder moves are uncommon in most situations. Steel is immune to Sandstorm, which is now the only damaging weather effect. Overcoat is effectively pointless. I thought Hail was still damaging. Why? What do you mean white plumage? Oh. I've never seen the white plumage one. Interesting. More you know. I thought Hail still does damage, no? Or did they nerf it? It doesn't do damage anymore. Really? When was this? When did they add this? This generation? Honestly, I really haven't been paying attention to the weather shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, that explains why I don't remember it ever taking place. Explains it. Got it. I wonder why they got rid of, I wonder why they did that. It wouldn't surprise me if they did it because people were abusing it, and that's why they got rid of it. Also, by the way, the fact that people are using Dodonzo and Tatsugiri's order up this whole time. Okay, so in the patch notes, apparently people were saying, apparently Game Freak's been saying, look, you fuckers are using this Pokemon wrong. And they fucking pointed it out in the update patch notes, and it's like, this was never intended to happen this way. We're getting rid of it. They changed it to snow to help ice types not be garbage. How would it help ice types? I thought, or no, how does it help ice types? Because ice types benefit from the hail, no? I'm confused. Don't they benefit from it though? That's weird. Honestly, what they really should do with ice types is they really need to, like, at least, not all of them, but most of them need their defense to be buffed. I'm sorry. They need to be buffed up in their defense. Because a lot of them are fucking stupidly brittle. I'm looking at Frostlass specifically. Frostlass has so much fucking potential to do, like, so much. But what holds it back is its fucking defense. Hail didn't get a defense buff. No, but what I'm saying is it's an ice buff. Like, ice types just all get a fucking buff in their defense. It just did damage. Snaky, I know. You're being dense. I'm saying that instead of getting rid of the hail, they should have just given ice types a defense buff. Snow gives the defense buff that Hail didn't, and that you're saying Ice. Oh, okay, now I understand. Maybe I'm being the dense motherfucker. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm being the dense motherfucker. Got it. Okay. I'm being dense. I'm just not reading it properly because, you know, I'm stupid. Got it. Okay. I'm dumb. Thank you. Yeah, so okay, that makes sense then. That actually helps. No, alright. They get 1.5 times defense of snow. That's a lot. Holy fuck. That's a lot. What the fuck? Here we go with this shit. You get Snow Cloak, they have that as well. Yeah, I'm glad that they got that buff, because Ice types really needed that fucking buff. So, like, and listen, I love Ice types. Glaceon, Frostlass, Snorunt. Probably my favorites, honestly. I can't use them just because the fact that they're weak. Defense-wise. Oh my god. Please. Game. Snow buff Walrein would be amazing. Yes. Yes, it would. Oh yeah, Spiel as well. Spiel's like the best ice type known to man. Spiel type is the ice type. It's the only ice type that fucking matters. Chat, speaking of Pokemon and water types and ice types, well, really water type. Did you see this massive fucking Walrein plush that they announced? Spiel is the perfect baby. He is best baby. I will always advocate for Spiel propaganda. If Spiel wanted to be a dictator and rule over the fucking world, I would let Spiel in a heartbeat become a dictator and strip me of all my human rights. Absolutely, that is a baby that I would let take over the world. Did you guys see this giant fucking Walrein plush recently that Pokemon had announced? Do you think Swamp would be upset if you said Spiel's the best water type? I don't think he'd care, to be honest. The only reason I say you don't think he would care, Spiel is a Gen 3 Pokemon. Mudkip is also a Gen 3 Pokemon. And Swamp is like me. He's very, very sentimental towards Gen 3. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think he would care all too much. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do, chat. I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna stop here. That's Pokemon Violet for now.